Is the Camping and Caravan Club worth your money? Or is it just another membership fee which you don't really need? Stu and I have been members of the Camping and Caravan Club since getting our VW transporter in December 2024. Our Camping and Caravan Club membership expires this December, so we need to decide whether or not we'll be renewing our membership in 3 months' time. Will we be swapping clubs or even not joining either club? I'll let you know our likely decision on that later. By the end of this video, you'll know much more about the Camping and Caravan Club and be able to judge whether you think it's worth your money. The Caravan and Motorhome Club has approximately 1,000 more sites than the club we chose to join. So you would think that which club offers the most sites would be a pretty major influencing factor. But for us, there were more important considerations, and I'll get to those a little bit later on. So, a bit of context here. We've been members of the Camping and Caravan Club for 9 months now. So we have first-hand experience of both a number of their club sites and also some of their smaller certificated sites. These certificated sites are run under the club's auspices but aren't actually owned by them. So the facilities here vary, and they can vary quite a bit. Indeed, they may be completely non-existent. It could just be a farmer's field. However, you do know before you go what you're getting. The Caravan and Motorhome Club seem to have a similar setup with their certified locations. I'm going to concentrate today on the Camping and Caravan Club as we are members here, so we have first-hand experience and know what is what with this club. One thing to bear in mind is that both the Camping and Caravan Club and the Caravan and Motorhome Club operate punitive pricing policies for non-members. So you'll be charged considerably more to stay at a club site where you are not a member than the charge would be for a member. Personally, I will never pay over £35 a night for a campsite. That is my self-imposed ceiling. And the most I have ever paid on a Camping and Caravan Club site is £30.70, and this was for a night for Stu and I, and that included hookup, and it was at what I would call a honeypot site. So this site was at a very popular tourist destination. I don't think that's a bad rate really, as it was easily the best club site that we have stayed at for facilities. I'll show you some video of that site and let you know which one it was at the end of this video. This site was still cheaper than the majority of private sites that we have stayed on. Why did we choose the Camping and Caravan Club over the Caravan and Motorhome Club? These are the UK's 2 big club memberships, and you pay a yearly fee, which is currently £53 for the Camping and Caravan Club. And in return, you get access to their large network of sites at non-punitive rates, plus various other discounts, such as on ferries to France and Spain, breakdown cover, insurance, days out, and specific retailers that they partner with. The Caravan and Motorhome Club have a broadly similar offering, albeit this costs £66 a year at the moment. So this was the first reason we liked the Camping and Caravan Club. It's slightly cheaper, although £13 a year isn't really much of a difference, and in my view it wouldn't be worth it if the rest didn't stack up. The Camping and Caravan Club has got a large network of sites across the UK. The Caravan and Motorhome Club has got even more. So why didn't we choose them? You would have thought the choice would have been obvious. One consideration, and the most important one for us, was where we were likely to be wanting to stay, and so which club had sites near there. Stu and I both live in West Sussex, but we both have family in the West Midlands, and they're not too far from each other. So a campsite giving easy access to both our families was essential, as this was where we would be staying quite regularly. The Camping and Caravan Club had 2 sites nearby, and one of those was open all year round. The Caravan and Motorhome Club didn't have any that were near. They were all quite some distance away. So this was a very important point for us in favour of choosing the Camping and Caravan Club. Nothing to do with which club is better, it's just that the Camping and Caravan Club had sites where we wanted them. And this may be something for you to consider if you plan on visiting particular locations, particularly if you want to go there regularly. Check out what sites both clubs offer and where they are. Both Stu and I come from a tent camping background. We've both enjoyed tent camping for many years, usually on a motorcycle. It's only really since we both started getting a bit old and creaky that we have moved on to camper vanning. We still attend bike rallies with a tent though. The Camping and Caravan Club, it's tent friendly. You can tent camp at all of its club sites from what I can see. The Caravan and Motorhome Club does allow tents, but it's not really that tent friendly. There are only certain sites which allow tents. I guess the clue's in the name here, and I'm afraid that immediately put my back up. But it's a very small thing, given that we're extremely unlikely to be using a club site to tent camp. But it speaks to the ethos of the club, which we would be giving our money to. One thing to look at is Wi-Fi, the availability and the cost. With the Camping and Caravan Club, this is unlimited and it is included with the campsite fee. It is not an additional charge on top. The only issue we have had is when we've been in a rural area where the Wi-Fi is a bit unreliable, or indeed it's non-existent, but you're not paying extra for it, so it's not really an issue. With the Caravan and Motorhome Club, it seems to be an extra charge, and I didn't like that. Although to be fair, we may well be paying a higher site fee with the Camping and Caravan Club, which will include the Wi-Fi charge. Maybe someone who's watching belongs to both clubs and can let me know what their impression of relative pricing is. That would be really helpful for people to know, I think. One thing I do want to mention is the rules of both clubs. Again, I don't have first-hand experience of this with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, but it was a small factor in our choice, so I'm going to mention it. What I'm going to say now is hearsay gained from watching YouTube videos on various Caravan and Motorhome Club sites. So if it's wrong, please let me and others know in the comments. Although this information was gained from several different videos and a number of different creators, so that's why I've given it credence. There do seem to be more rules with the Caravan and Motorhome Club than the Camping and Caravan Club. Things like no flags and how you are allowed to park your vehicle within your allocated pitch. Petty little things like that. Now, I've always been a bit of a rebel and I don't respond at all well to being told what to do. If you try that tack with me, you're likely to get the opposite reaction. So that was a black mark from me for the Caravan and Motorhome Club. I'd also like to mention the site arrival process. Again, this is more YouTube hearsay, so please do let me and others know in the comments if this isn't true. I believe with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, you choose your pitch from those that are vacant and you do that on your own, and potentially you have quite a time-consuming drive around an unfamiliar site looking for a vacant pitch. You are then expected to trek all the way back to reception, which if it's a big site can be quite some distance, potentially in the rain, given it's the UK, so that you can then let them know what pitch you've chosen. What happens if somebody is out for the day but has forgotten to put their pitch taken sign out? We don't even own one of those, and we don't want one either. We've never needed one. We have a small VW, so less gear is best for us. With the Camping and Caravan Club, a person on a bike will guide you around the site and show you where the vacant pitches are. They know what has already been taken, whether or not there's a vehicle on that space. They always ask before you set off whether or not you want to be near the facilities. That way they can show you the most suitable pitch options for your needs. They then note which pitch you have chosen on their paperwork. They make sure you're settled on the pitch and that you have all the information you need, and that's that. They are then the ones who cycle back to reception, potentially in the rain. You don't have to walk back. You can just get on with getting a drink going and enjoying your stay. We really like this aspect of the Camping and Caravan Club. And let's bear in mind, this will become even more important the older and more infirm we get, although hopefully we've got quite a way to go. I'd like to talk about the facilities usage you get with the Camping and Caravan Club. They have 49 of their sites where members can use the facilities of the site but don't have to camp there. So you pay a fee of £7.65 per unit. You can stay for up to 3 hours and you can use the shower, you can do your laundry, your drying, you can empty your toilet, fill up with water, get rid of your grey water, all that sort of stuff without needing to stay the night and pay for a full night's charge. This is a very useful option to have if you also like taking advantage of park-ups and you've got one of these campsites within a reasonable distance. That's quite a saving over having to pay for a night's stay. We really like that aspect. The Camping and Caravan Club gives over 60s discounts. You get a discount on campsite fees. Stu and I both meet this criteria. And let's face it, every bit of money off helps. I couldn't see that the Caravan and Motorhome Club offered this, but again, I could be wrong. I think navigating both club sites isn't the easiest. As things currently stand, we'll be renewing our membership with the Camping and Caravan Club. This membership has worked out worthwhile for us. We will be spending some time in Spain this winter, and we get about £20 discount each way off the ferry cost. And that, together with using some of the other discounts that they offer, has already covered our membership cost. Plus, there are various cheap temporary camping options run throughout the year by the Camping and Caravan Club district associations. We haven't been able to take advantage of these yet, as the timing just hasn't worked out, but we will make more of an effort to do so next year. And that, together with the over 60s discount, makes it a very worthwhile choice for us. And it also means that we have more campsites available to choose from when planning our trips than if we didn't belong to one of these clubs. So is the Camping and Caravan Club right for you? If you're someone who prefers park-ups to campsites, then it probably won't be worth your while. You may prefer the wider choice of sites offered by the Caravan and Motorhome Club, or think that all the sites are too expensive, which they definitely will be if you're looking at cost for a non-member. Remember what I said to you about punitive pricing earlier on. You would have to have an exceptional reason to want to stay at a club site for either organisation as a non-member. That or a very large bank balance. You may not want to join either club. There are many excellent and competitively priced non-club campsites out there. I've stayed in a number of non-club campsites, and the facilities in some cases have been better and much more modern, and the price has also been acceptable. I've also stayed at one private site where the facilities were so bad that I will never be returning. One thing I will say though is that the facilities, and by this I mean the showers and toilets, at most of the Camping and Caravan Club sites that we have visited do have a dated feel to them, but they have always worked well and have been spotlessly clean, so this isn't a complaint, just an observation. Plus, we have watched lots of YouTube videos, especially those that have been showcasing various Caravan and Motorhome Club sites. And from what we can see, they have similarly styled showers and toilets. So much so that there isn't much of a difference. And if I hadn't known it was a Caravan and Motorhome Club site I was looking at, I would have thought it was a Camping and Caravan Club one. Earlier on, I promised you a quick view of the facilities at the most expensive Camping and Caravan Club site we have stayed on. So this cost us £30.70 for two of us for one night in a VW transporter. This was at Loch Ness Shores Campsite. We had electric hookup and drinking water on our pitch. There was a fresh bakery delivery every morning, which you could order at reception the day before. Plus there was a small shop and also a cafe. So I'm going to show you a tour of the facilities here. The standard of these, plus the location of the campsite, and the fact that you had direct access to the shore of Loch Ness, meant that we felt it merited its higher price. Let us know in the comments which club, if any, you belong to. Do you think it's worth it? I reply to every comment, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you been thinking about joining a club? And has this video helped you to decide? If you found this video useful, please do give us a like and subscribe to our new channel so that you can join us on our next adventure. Thank you for watching.